Hello world, hi. I'm here to talk to you about Saturn Pluto. Saturn Pluto is you're going to need to wear your shades because Saturn and Pluto are both very considered to be quite shady planets. So what I'm going to talk about very quickly to you is the idea that every approximately 35 to 38 years Saturn and Pluto make a conjunction in the sky. So they start a new cycle off and this repeats through time, all the time. And we use history as our marking points to discover more about Saturn and Pluto, because whenever they make conjunctions is when very important things happen in the world, particularly to do with politics and political resets. So what we're looking at the moment is Saturn and Pluto are both currently in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign. It's to do with practical things. It's to do with method. It's very also much to do with authority and governance and organisation and ambition and control. So when Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008 when it first went in. In fact, the day it went in was the global financial crash of 2008, as in Pluto was the wake-up call to the mismanaged economic system of the world, and has been creating turmoil because Pluto digs up all that doesn't work or isn't correct in order to create a transformation and a change. And so Pluto's been digging stuff up since 2008 in Capricorn. It's now got to around about 20 degrees. And last year, or at the very end of 2017, Saturn joined Pluto in Capricorn. And Saturn is the boundaries, is the realism, is the real things, is the structure and the form. And so what Pluto has started digging up, Saturn's then been making it very real. So what we've seen with Pluto in Capricorn is about politics, for example, or the corruption and the hidden things of politics rising to the surface. Things like political party donations, all this sort of stuff. Who's funding who? You know, where's all the money going to? And who's sitting on the top of the pile, as it were? And is this actually fair and balanced? So all these things are very important to consider in how to make our world run as a better place. So, but of course, Pluto is too much power, and can tip the balance with extremes, and also so there's a lot of hidden things going on that really people are applying their power in very incorrect ways at the moment. But Saturn, as I said, is making it real. So Saturn is bringing up to the surface, Pluto's bringing up to the surface the issues that then Saturn makes real. Saturn is also the law. So Saturn is basically going to be bringing the law to the Pluto. And when they make their conjunction, then the world will see what, we get, hopefully, some justice. But the conjunction, being a 35-year cycle in Capricorn, starts on January the 12th, 2020. Now, Saturn and Pluto got very close to each other this last few months, and that was things like the Mueller report getting released. It's all that sort of Brexit hoo-ha that we've been getting in England, and it's all sorts of things like this. But the actual conjunction doesn't actually happen until January the 12th, and when it does, that will set into place the, if you like, law and order with the exposure of corruption. So I have a lot of hope for the future. I have a lot of hope and good feelings. Saturn Pluto is always a difficult aspect, mind you. So it can be extremely troublesome. And if we look back into history, we see how it's very divisive and creates schisms and splits in things. For example, in 1947-48, we had the India partition when the British left India. They sliced up Hindustan and created the countries of Pakistan, India, Bangladesh and Burma. And before that, it was all Hindustan. It was all British Empire. Then they created these countries. And ever since then, there has been great divisive splits. For example, the Kashmiri issue between India and Pakistan, all to do with border and also to do with religion. But also, it's been in 47, 48, there was a Saturn Pluto conjunction in Leo, and this was also the formation of the country of Israel after the Second World War, and the problems that that has created with Palestine, and so the border again of Israel. This time around, we've got Brexit issues, which is actually all about defining territory, who's got who and what's what. And the EU is also having its problems at the moment. I do believe everything will get sorted out. As I said, I have a lot of hope, even though Saturn Pluto tends to be an incredibly difficult transit, and it's very unlikely that things will go as well as we hope, you know, but we do have to see what will come of this, you know. If we go back to 1914, it was the First World War. Let's not talk about that. We don't want a war. But a Saturn Pluto conjunction in Gemini in the First World War created the First World War, and suddenly that also brought a lot of division to Europe. That was also the end of that was the splitting up of the Ottoman Empire, which was the creation of the countries Iraq and Syria, which before were one part of sort of the Turkish Empire, if you like, or the Ottoman Empire. So there's a lot, you know, Saturn and Pluto when they conjoin together is about the formation of possibly new borders, new structures, new territories on a political basis. Then there are usually problems associated with that for the forthcoming decades afterwards. Doesn't necessarily mean it ever settles down either. It's a big Saturn Pluto is a big hot potato really when it comes to astrology. It's a very difficult one. And now to bring it all back in your own lives, this is where it counts, doesn't it? As well, is what's happening in your life. Well, my favourite keywords for a Saturn Pluto conjunction would be massive reorganisation. That's what I would say. And Capricorn is about managing your own life. So look to your chart, look to the area of your chart, the house, and what aspects Saturn and Pluto will be making. They'll be conjoining at 22 degrees of Capricorn. So look to aspects, any of your planets, points and angles in your chart at 22, and then talk to me about a reading, because I'm an expert at giving you readings. I can talk to you on Skype, visit my website, I can talk to you on the phone, or you can come and visit me here in my astrology study in South East England. It's been a pleasure to talk to you today, and I do hope you found that very interesting, and